Good evening, YouTube family. Welcome to another Two Family Homestead live stream. Woo!
Hello everybody, this is Kathy with Living Miracle Homestead. Well, I've always been a homesteader since I was a little girl. Well, bees. Bees are my number one dream. Well, I want to say that my most difficult lesson that I have learned is when I'm devastated about losing animals, or when I get annoyed because a crop fails or something. Loss is my most, my downfall. Well, I love everything about homesteading, even cleaning up the coop. I would say my favorite garden thing to grow, other than all the rare fruit that I love growing, my favorite garden vegetable to grow is collards.
I watch it. I can see where I'm going live. I know.
That's way behind.
I know. I'm watching that.
You're already live.
I know. I have been.
You are live.
I have been. Better than being dead, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, folks. So, tonight we go to Florida. I wonder if my daughter knows we're in Florida.
I don't know, but ask them how the volume is for them.
Okay,
out
folks, we're testing the volume. Can you hear me? Am I coming through okay? Big Bear Homestead, how are you, Mr. Jason, Miss Robin, and the girls? Hope you're all doing well. We're just making sure there's no crackling going on. Cool Motion. Well, welcome. That's a new channel name. I like the name. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it is better on this side. You're right, Mandy. Oh, Mandy. You know that song goes through my head every time I see your channel name. Good. Volume's good. Little low, but you're hard of hearing. Well, that's fine. Turn up your volume.
Tell me to go get some of these.
Oh, yeah, you could always get some headsets. Okay. Oh, wow, you've already had 2 power surges. Well, Carrie, at least if you have thunderstorms, you're getting water, right? I hope that, well is, hanging in for you. So, and a lot of, do you mean pain or pin, Jason? I'm not sure. Papa Truck, how are you, sir? Oh, Mandy, now you know that's going to be going through my head now. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Well, we're going to Florida. We are in Florida. And we have a very nervous lady on the other end. And I said, nothing to be nervous about. Everybody's good. She's over here smirking. You can't see her yet. And I can remember the first time that Jess from Roots and Refuge, we're the first live. They didn't even do a live yet when they came on our live stream. She was one nervous puppy.
Oh, she was terrified.
She was terrified. And, well, shalom. Loud and clear. Gladys, loud and clear. You'll have to tell us, Cool Motion, whereabouts are you? I'm sort of curious. We're in Ohio. Our guest is Florida. We have them all over. Canada, Georgia, Texas. I'm trying to think. Iowa. Missouri. Simply Jan, how are you? Long time no see. And I have your address. I have something to send you, Jan. And, oh yeah, I have, Teresa, the next time we're in Florida, I am determined to get to Kathy's house because I want to see all those wonderful fruit trees that she has and everything. We're going to make it. So let's quit talking about her behind her back and let's bring her beautiful face out here.
We're not behind her back.
We're in front of her face. Is that how you would phrase it?
I suppose.
This is Miss Skinny Minnie.
So you want me to let her out?
Let her out. Let her out of her cage.
Let her out?
Let her out.
All right, here she is.
Out. There we go. There's Miss Skinny Minnie. She is, look at that nervous smile. You're on. You're live, Miss Kathy.
I didn't hear you.
I said, you're live, Miss Kathy.
Okay. Wow.
A woman of many words she is.
Thank you for having me on here. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff for the little bitty piece of property I had. Daryl and I were talking yesterday, and I misspoke when I talked to Daryl. I said that I had a 1,500 square foot home, but that's not true. My home's only, I must be thinking big. My home's only 1,224 square feet, and my lot is 87 by 100. That just goes to say that you can grow anything you want to in a small space.
That's true. That's true. There, by hook or by crook, if we get back down to Florida, I mean, I already have a list of people that says, you get down to Florida, you need to see us and us and us. I mean, that's a trip right there. Because Hank has already said, Papa Trucksteader, Kathy.
I'd like to go to his place too, Papa Trucks.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, Camo and Bows? Nah, we can't scare Kathy off. No way. Was it
kind of hard to scare me?
was it the HOA 2 years ago that we met for the first time in person?
No. The first time we met was at Deep South.
Deep South, the gathering. You're right.
3 years ago.
Yep, you're right.
And then I got to watching your channel all the time.
Mm-hmm.
and you helped me out with a ticket. I won a ticket via another person. I can't remember his name to save my life. Real nice fella. He came by himself. He couldn't get the ticket. I don't know if you remember this, Sherry, or not, but I think he won your ticket.
Oh, it'll come to me at 3:00 in the morning. I'll let you know.
I don't see him on here anymore, hardly ever. But he brought some really nice gifts to a lot of people. Brought some things that people were talking about.
From up in New Hampshire.
Somewhere up north. I can't remember his name.
The one that came by himself that had his GoPro in front. He made our
Oh, okay.
He did the flags, sent us the flags and some to give away.
Yeah.
And he made me my sign. Yeah, it'll come to me. 'Cause I can picture him right now. And you're right. We haven't seen him for a very long time.
His name says something about Brown in it.
Brown Homestead. Yeah. You're right, Jason. Mm-hmm. That's who it was. Yep. Thank you. I needed your brain to get mine going.
Well, Jason probably remembered that because of brown bears or something. Maybe he
It could have.
associated that. Yeah.
You think that's how it came about?
Yeah, that's probably how he remembered.
Well, there's 3 of us in this channel tonight that have, in the last 2 years, well, Kathy and I were last year, that have gone through the same, look at her smiling, life-changing experience, I guess.
Yes.
Kathy's was due to life-changing experiences prior to, and
I'm nervous. I'm itching my scalp like crazy.
you just look fantastic. I mean, it's just from when the very first time I met you, it's amazing how we change. I mean, I can look at myself in the mirror and I'm thinking, oh my God, it's my mother.
Yeah. And then the weirdest thing is I've never seen any similarity between me and my baby sister. And I looked in the mirror the other day and I'm like, oh my goodness gracious, I'm seeing Ruth Ann.
Yeah. Isn't that strange?
Yeah, really weird. But I've always looked like my grandmother because my grandmother was a little bit chunky. She wasn't drastically overweight. She might have been like 50 pounds overweight or something like that. But I don't know if I ever told you how I ended up gaining so much weight. In the hair field, we deal with a lot of chemicals that have latex in them. And for 6 years solid, I took prednisone 40 milligrams a day. And it was slowly killing me. So when I had my heart attack and cancer and everything, I was able to get off of all that prednisone, and it totally changed my whole life. But I was going towards losing weight and trying to get on a better lifestyle because of the heart attack and the cancer and everything. I said, oh, I need to change my life, right? And the weird thing is when the doctor told me, you can have this and it will take care of this so this won't progress any further, because she was convinced that I was going to end up dying of liver disease, liver cancer. So it was a weird experience, but now, I lost a lot of weight before the surgery, and now altogether it's been 180 pounds, and I'm just like, thank you, God, because I don't know how in the world, I don't know how I worked. I looked back at pictures of myself and I'm like, I don't even recognize myself.
But thank God we're here, you know. We did it.
Yep.
And I don't care what anyone else thinks. It was not the easy way out.
No, it wasn't. In fact, honest to God, I think it was easier the way I was dieting before because I could still eat a normal size meal.
Exactly.
It's so hard to eat. Like, I mean, I got a snack here. I don't know if you guys can see this.
Watermelon's what I had last night.
Because I can't get enough water, enough fluids in my body. I just I feel dehydrated all the time. I don't really get hungry per se. I do eat like 5 meals a day now, where I used to eat once or twice a day.
Yeah.
I don't know how you ate before, but I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you have to eat more because the meals, if that's what you want to call them anymore, are smaller. But you have to have all this protein. My meal consisted of this morning, I had a scrambled egg with some cheese. This afternoon, about 2:00, I took a few pieces I chunked up some Swiss cheese, some baby Swiss. That's all I've had today. I felt yucky day. You know, even though my surgery for my hernia was 3 weeks ago, I still have some pains every now and again in my stomach, and I just loafed around pretty much all day. But, you, me, and Misty, Mama Z, the three of us.
I saw that today. I saw her today on something, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know she had surgery."
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I think she's got a video coming out or something, or a live stream or something about it.
Wednesday night, on her Wednesday night live stream, she's going to talk about that. Yeah, I think hers was 2 years ago. Yeah.
The saddest part about this whole scenario, and like I said, I'm getting cramps in my arms from the dehydration. I think that's what it's from. But the saddest part about this whole scenario is that for some reason, the people that get this surgery, the people around them, try to make us, I say them, us feel like, try to shame me. Some of my own family members, my baby sister for one, point blank said, "I don't know why in the world you're doing that." And I'm like, because it's my life and I want to live and I want to grow old with my grandchildren. And I don't.
Yeah.
I changed. When I had the heart attack and everything, I changed my total food. No more. I don't even know if I told you this. I told Sherry from 7D this. I lost 50 pounds from just stop drinking Dr. Pepper. I literally drank that 24/7. I never drank water. And that alone could have killed me. Because it's just, I mean, people don't realize, and even diet sodas are not good. I can't drink anything with carbonation anymore, and I don't even like, I tried, I put it in my mouth, and it grosses me out. I don't.
Yeah, I haven't had anything carbonated since my surgery, and I was a Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. I could drink a 12-pack in a day if I didn't even have to blink. Yeah, I was the one. I was not a water person. I had Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi over ice. This is what I live with now.
24 pack of soda home every single day.
Yeah,
hardly ever did I get through 24 hours without drinking that whole pack.
Yeah, I was the same way. Now, I think this is a 34 ounce, it's thermal, one of those stainless steel insulated things. This is what I have this with me constantly. Even if we go away, this is see, there you go.
I love it. I truly love it because, this is my best friend. If I leave this sitting somewhere,
you're lost.
I'm in panic. Oh my gosh, what did I do with it? I mean, I've literally gone across town to my mom's and forgot it at my mom's sitting on the thing and gone back for it because regular glasses don't keep it cold enough for me.
That's right. I'm the same. My granddaughter and I were talking about that this past weekend. Kaylee was here, the 10-year-old, and she had I gave her a water bottle and with flavorings in it. I got, like I said, for sample. You just had to pay for the shipping. So I tried it. She goes, "Do you like this?" And I go, "No." I said, "Number one, I have condensation. I have you put it down. There's water everywhere. Number two, in a half an hour, there's no ice. I want my stuff."
You see that Sean in Alaska said he could do a root beer maybe once a month?
No, see, well, you know me.
I know, but I would prefer that root beer kind of tempered with this big scoop of ice cream.
I can't even have that because it's carbonated. Since I had surgery, I can't do carbonation.
Well, it's okay. You can do the root beer.
But I don't feel like I'm missing anything. Do you?
It carbonates.
That's like flat. That's called flat, Daryl.
It's fine with the ice cream melted in it. It's yummy.
But I just found out last week I could have ice cream with wine.
What do you mean you just found out?
When have you known me to drink wine?
You've done more of that this year than I think you ever have.
I've done more of that in the last month. I have in all 60 plus years. Yeah, Mama Z has not had any sodas in 2 years. Yep. Well.
The last time I drank a glass of wine, Sherry, I'm going to be honest with you, was years ago. My daughter and I went over to Olive Garden, and they had those samplers things.
Yeah. Well, I was brought up.
Too easy. I mean, tell you, I was goofy. I was laughing like
I can imagine.
I'm already silly enough as it is.
I was going to say, with your temperament now, I can just imagine you with a little bit of wine in you.
My daughter's like, "Mom, you're just slap happy. What is wrong with you?" I said, "I guess it's gone to my head."
Yeah, see, I was never wine. I grew up with that because being Jewish, when you had, whether it was Friday night Shabbos or the Jewish holidays, wine was served. And my nieces and nephews, well, and even my own 3 children, okay, Grandpa, give us some more wine. Their hands and their little wine glasses were up. And I was the only one that I just did not like the taste of wine. It was like, ugh. And
well, I didn't really ever start drinking wine, but I was a beer girl.
No, I
right.
I didn't even like. Now, when I was in Israel, I would drink. It was called black beer that I took, but it wasn't until it was Passover this year we bought a bottle of Moscato, some flavor of Moscato wine, and that was it. That's all I took. Every time we go to the store now, I'm searching the wine aisles for Moscato. Okay, I want to try this one. Yeah, because I guess because it's sweet. I grew up on Manischewitz, and sorry, all my Jewish friends and my mom and dad, but it's like, ugh.
I quit drinking many years ago because I'm too friendly. I used to shoot pool on a pool league. And I've been to Vegas a couple times, shoot pool, and I do very well, but they used to make fun of me because I didn't drink. All my teammates would try to get me to drink, and it's because I'm just too friendly.
I think we better stop right there.
Yeah, I don't know where that conversation's going to go to.
Another subject.
Everybody's writing down.
Happy drunk, I should say.
Everybody's writing down. Bring wine. Kathy gets friendly.
Well, something I want Kathy to talk about here a little bit. She won something last year. That was kind of a
wow!
A special,
last September,
special deal.
I don't think I ever saw a female get so excited about winning that prize as Kathy was. That just blew my mind.
But what she won, folks, is she won a hunting trip. Isn't that exactly what it was? You won what they had a guide. It was a guided hunting trip.
Yes, Holland, Higgs from Higgs Rock Farm. He donated a hunting trip to anybody that won the raffle. And I'm telling you, months before that, I had my mind set that I knew I was going to win that. Now, if anybody knows me, I'm really, really, really tight with my money because I don't have very much. So for me to put my money in that raffle was really hard for me. So I kept telling him, and Nathan was sitting over there. I don't know if Nathan's on here, but he says, I'm going to win that trip. I said, oh, no, you ain't, Nathan. I'm going to win that trip. So when they called my name, I was like, kind of stunned at the same time, and then all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, woo!
Yep. You were just a tad excited. Mm-hmm.
I still get excited. And let me tell you something. It was very difficult. I have to say it was very difficult because financially I had to maneuver things and be able to pay my way and all that kind of stuff. And they let me stay at their home for the whole time I was there. And then Teresa, I went on a little, I call it my little adventure. I left here, went to Georgia and stayed with my girlfriends and one of my girlfriend's husband. They live in Georgia. And then I went from Georgia to Higgs and stayed there and went hunting, got the deer, came back through and stayed with Teresa and Lee, which I've stayed with them once before at the picnic too.
Right.
I stayed with them. Mm-hmm. And I did this little thing. After I left Teresa's, I went to my sister in Tennessee and then back to Georgia and then back home because of my health. I was afraid to drive straight there and straight back. So let me tell you, I'm not afraid of much. David says, oh, you could take the gun with you. I said, nope, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
And Higgs Rock Farm is in the chat, Kathy.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Hey, Helen.
Yeah.
They were such great. I mean, let me tell you something. They can cook now, too. They cooked for me. We had a blast. The whole time I was there, they can tell you, I feel like I have friends for life. This community has really, especially certain people, have really touched my life in a way that I feel like I will never be able to let you guys go. So
I totally agree.
That's what I feel, Sherry. I mean, between you and Brenda and
Teresa
and Lee and Higgs and Lily. Oh, I say Higgs. I'm so used to seeing his thing. Holland and Lily and just so many. I mean, even Rose from Wholesome Roots. Her and I struck up a friendship before we ever met, and we used to swap things back and forth. And I mean, it's. I'm just so blessed to be able to have such great friends. So.
And now when you travel, there's someone almost in every state that you don't have to go through a state where you can't stop and even visit for a few hours, you know?
Probably true.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I think
I'd
we know
love to
someone
meet up with
in
other
most
people
every.
too, but I don't know exactly where people live and stuff either. So.
Yep.
Anyways, that was very rewarding to me too. Not just because, you know, I've been hunting for years. I used to be one of the best dove hunters around here in Florida, because I started out when I was quite young. I even went to Honduras hunting doves.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But when I got into deer hunting and everything, I just sit back and let David and Greg and Steve and all them guys do the thing, and I'd be the lady back, you know, do the. But I was like so excited because it's my turn this time.
When Daryl and I got married and I moved into his house, you walk in the living room and there was a deer head. Now, I wasn't brought up with that. My father was not a hunter. He was pure city guy. There was a deer head on the wall, and I go, oh, okay.
His name was John?
John Deere. Yeah. We had to name it so Celia, our first granddaughter, was not scared of it because she was scared. Oh, she was scared to death of that thing.
Wait to hang mine.
Yeah. So we would hang ornaments on its antlers so she would be okay with it. But here was this deer head. It's like, no. And then in the bedroom, there was a lamp with the feet from that deer as the base from the lamp. Like, oh, yeah, okay, well, here we go.
That deer head.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. You talking about some beautiful mounts. Holland and Lily have the most beautiful home. Their whole property is like, it's like walking into just paradise. And they have the most beautiful mounts of all kinds of animals. I mean, they really do have a beautiful place. My son too. My son, he's got hogs on his wall. Can you imagine? He's got 4 little ones, and one of my granddaughters was having a hard time with it, and he started putting her up to the deer. I mean, up to the hogs, so that she could touch them and know that they were okay.
That's what we did with Celia. We would lift her up, and yeah, Michelle said the eyes follow you. Yeah, they do. It's the weirdest thing, but yeah. So John Deere is now hanging on Jason's wall in his living room.
Yeah,
he took John Deere home one time, and it was they took a picture, and it was Ladessa's friend in the truck on the way home. I think it was October when they came up for the hatchery thing. Mm-hmm.
So you don't like the deer?
I just wasn't brought up with that, and it was like, yeah, you know. So,
well, and what? There's another party in here that actually got Sherry to taste and enjoy venison.
Oh yeah, Brenda.
Yeah, and that's Duncan 1900.
Yeah, she had it marinated. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's another thing too. When we were at the HOA, Brenda took us, invited us over to have dinner, David and I. And, man, I'm telling you, she made the best stir fry. Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah, well, she brought some of that because we had a cookout at the camper, and they came, and she brought some of that, and Daryl cooked it on the grill. Oh yeah, wow. It's like, and I have never been a venison person. I don't touch Bambi, you know, no. And I suppose it's because it was just never cooked correctly. But yeah,
well, I mean, it had been years since I had any venison because no one was hunting during those years, and so far I didn't get any. So I mean, this has been really I eat it like crazy. It's almost gone. And you realize now I'm only allowed 4 ounces of food every time I eat.
People just don't understand. I mean, if you go to a restaurant and you feel bad about spending $8, $9, $10, $12 for a meal because you know you're not going to eat it all, Daryl says, it's okay. You'll have leftovers for 2-3 meals. And I do.
But ask them, Sherry, there are some restaurants, I have a little card, and I found out this when I was in Georgia. They have a little card that they will give you from your doctor's office.
Oh, I have that.
You can possibly get a better size meal for your body.
Yeah, children's meal. I have one of those cards. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we have found that those, even though they'll do that, they're frequently the discounts that they have, it's not worth it. She's better off paying full price, gets a full-size meal, and just take the leftovers home.
Yeah, we went to a restaurant and I asked, do you take this? Yeah, we give the discount. They gave me $1 off the meal. And I go, excuse me? I would have been better off getting the children's meal. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you know what? The children's meals sometimes are better off, but you're not going to believe this. One of my favorite places to eat, I asked them, I'm not going to say who it was, but I asked them about that, and I said, can I order from the children's menu since I can't eat very much, and I really don't want to take it home? She said, no, we'll have to charge you $2 extra for ordering from the children's menu.
Isn't that wild?
I was like, okay, are you going to give me $2 extra of food?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not asking. I am asking for a better thing, but I feel like in today's society, there are so many people that are going through what I went through and what you went through, and the other lady on here. I can't remember what her name is.
Misty. Mama Z.
But between the 3 of us, and there are many more. I mean,
yeah,
I just think that especially the big restaurants should have an option.
Last Wednesday, we went to Akron, about an hour or so from here. I just wanted to get out of the house. Why I had to go out of town, I don't know, but we went. And
yeah, we could have just gone out in the front yard. That got us out of the house.
We took our 10-year-old granddaughter with us. She stayed with us for a few days. Yeah. So after we did our little shopping, and it was one of the first days that the restaurants did outdoor seating. So we took advantage of that, and it was also one of the windiest days. So we sat on their patio, and Kaylee ordered from the adult meal chicken tenders and a baked potato, and Daryl ordered a cheeseburger. And I asked the waitress, I said, can I order it off the children's menu? She goes, oh yeah. I ordered the steak, and it was a 6-ounce steak, and I could get whatever side. And I ate a little bit of the side, but I ate the steak, and it was perfect.
But I think that the neatest part about this whole surgery and everything is, especially in the last year, because I had it in August.
Yep.
God has provided for me food to fill my freezer with deer, the broilers that we've been raising, the quail that we've been raising, the rabbits, and my son is a charter boat captain here in Melbourne. So he frequently brings me fish. If he, like for instance, dude wanted to get a shark, he got him a shark. Well, he didn't realize how much meat there was to that shark. And he told my son, he said, you can have the rest of it. He took what he wanted, and my son's like, I'm not going to eat this, Mom. Would you like it? I said, certainly. I went down, David and I packaged it up, and I had it. I thought it was delicious. Now,
I've
Kathy?
never had shark.
Kathy?
Yeah.
We have a caller, so let me let him in the room here.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Hello, this is Daryl. Who's calling, please?
David.
Gosh, David, imagine you calling.
What's up, old man? Didn't I talk to you enough today?
No.
Okay, Kathy, explain.
I want to know who your mentor was in gardening.
My mentor? My grandmother. I think.
And your grandfather.
And my grandfather, yes. When I was a little girl, my grandmother, I was her, like, I mean, right up the butt shadow. I was touching her pretty much all the time. And she taught me how to cook and clean, and I don't know if you guys know, some of you may know that I came from a very destructive family. My father was a drunken souse that beat my mother and tried to kill my mother, and she got us out of that situation. My grandparents came to live with us, and I had the best grandmother in the world. By the age of 5, I could cook a total meal, breakfast, because my grandfather drank too. And she wouldn't cook for him when he drank, so she'd have me do it. But I absolutely loved her so much, and I was mean. I was such a terror little child. I don't know how in the world she ever put up with me, but she loved me. I would hear her talking about me all the time with my aunts and stuff like that. She loved me a whole lot. And I was one of 12 grandchildren that she had. But I would chase her around with snakes and frogs and lizards. And when we were sitting they would fight over Saturday night in our house was the coolest, because when Daddy was drinking, he wanted to watch Hee-Haw, and when he wasn't, he'd let Nanny watch Lawrence Welk.
Oh God, I remember Lawrence Welk.
And in both days, either way, Daddy would get up and we'd dance and carry on while they were going on. We'd either do the waltz or we'd country dance and all that kind of stuff. I had a really unique childhood. A lot of people would say I had a very bad childhood, but I had a very unique childhood, and I wouldn't change one thing, one iota from it.
Awesome.
But I would get up and I would snuggle up to her neck, and I'd say, just grab her insane, or I'd try to tickle her. I was.
You were ornery back then.
I was terrible. I know where my Becky gets it from, and I know where my Laura gets it from too, because it's going down the trace.
Yeah, they get it honestly. Oh, there she goes. She's snorting.
Got the snort going.
She's snorting.
She'd say, Ben, will you please make her behave? And Daddy would look at me, and he'd wink at me and say, all right, that's enough, girl. And I knew. Now, this man never spanked me. But it's funny. She'd send him to spank us. and he would go in and hit his leg with his belt, and we would scream. Never did she ever try to check and see whether we had any marks on us.
Daryl's just chuckling over here every time you snort.
I'm on the phone.
It would, we would guard and do all this kind of stuff, right? Well, she'd be watching a tomato or something, and she'd say, "Now y'all leave my stuff alone." I'd say, "Yes, ma'am." Well, as soon as her back was turned, buddy, I was out there getting the tomatoes and eating them out in the thing. I'd eat onions straight out of the garden. Oh, she'd get so frustrated with me. Me and my cousin Tammy, one time were stealing her onions, and we ran up on a great big, huge black snake. And I don't know what kind it was, but I think, I want to say it was a water moccasin or something, because Daddy killed it. He never did kill black snakes or anything like that. You talk about two kids screaming? We stopped right on top of it. It was screaming bloody murder. He come running out there and found us and got that snake and killed it. Those were the days. You still there?
We're still here. We're listening.
It kind of went silent. I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh, no, we're all still here.
No, and David's still here listening.
Oh,
Next question.
oh Lord. He's
Kathy,
he's not good for me. You know that, don't you?
Kathy, you need to explain to folks that don't know who David is.
David is...
Well, that stumped her, didn't it?
Well, let me explain this. David and I met 39 years ago, and we ended up getting married. We have 4 children, and in the midst of all that, I got a little crazy and divorced him, and now we're back together again. He lives in Melbourne, and I live in Cocoa. We have a strange relationship, but he's my other half. Right, babe?
Yeah.
That works. That works. Nothing wrong with that.
It works.
Next question. How much have you learned by trial and error?
Oh, Lord. I'm still learning a lot. Hey, Papa Truck, I see you. Come on.
Papa Truck's been here.
Oh, I see somebody's
Yeah,
name. I've learned a ton. And you know what's really weird? Even though I gardened and everything, it really didn't full on homestead like I am now until just in the last few years, because when I had the cancer, it almost did me in. I would lay in bed and I would watch Danny and Wanda and Starry Hilder and Big Family Homestead and trying to think of all the people I watched back then. Green, John Kohler, I don't remember his, I don't watch him anymore very often, but I watched a lot of channels trying to figure out how to change my life so that I wouldn't die. And I'm not afraid of dying because I know where I'm going, but I wanted to see my grandkids grow. I wanted to see my daughter grow up and become a mom. I gave up my life to raise my beautiful Ashley, because I was already finished with being a parent. My kids were grown when I got Ashley. I adopted her. And I did not want to let her down. I felt like God gave her to me for a reason. I needed to fix my life and fix it so that I could be here for her for the rest of my life and be a whole person. She didn't need any more devastation, and she'd been through too much already. She had lost a lot in her little teeny life. So I tried to learn everything I could about living a chemical-free life, because I felt like all the chemicals and stuff that I was putting in my body is what was causing the cancer and the heart attack and everything, and the overweightness. And I mean, let's just be honest. Prednisone can kill you. It can put tons of weight on you. Any kind of steroid.
It's a steroid, right?
It's just, it's devastating to your body. So I started watching all this, and that's how I ended up really quit and getting roots into this.
Huh?
What, David?
Never mind. Ashley's.
Kathy, I'm supposed to let you know from Carol from A Fishes and Loaves Life that let you know that most of your live crew is here, just has not seen Mary or Miss Patty the Tinkerer's wife yet. So
okay.
I wanted you to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, when I had my heart attack, and then a year and a week later, I had open heart surgery, it didn't sink in that, well, maybe I should really try to lose this weight. And I probably tried every weight loss diet, quote unquote, scheme, whatever there was out there. I mean, I was a teenager when Weight Watchers started. I was in one of the first Weight Watchers things that started. And if I didn't lose 20 pounds in the first month, I was done. Ask Daryl. If I didn't lose weight immediately, I was done. But I tried them, and it's just, I
was telling my live stream this about my doctor. His name was Rudy Wells, and if you ever watch The $6 Million Man, the doctor on there, Rudy Wells, was named after my doctor.
Oh, cool.
He delivered me, and when I was in beauty school, I decided to go on a diet. Well, back then I only weighed, I think about 120 pounds maybe. I don't know. I wasn't very, very big at all. But all the other girls were doing it, so I thought I'd do it too. And so I went on this banana and grapefruit diet. I broke out from head to toes in a rash.
Oh, Lord.
Now, mind you, my mom was single, so we didn't go to the doctor, ever. Anything that ever had to be taken care of was taken care of by my grandma. She knew how to take care of us. So, and I don't ever remember getting, it's really weird, I don't ever remember throwing up when I was a kid. Did a lot of that as an adult, but I didn't do it whenever I was a kid. Never remember having stomach bugs or any of that kind of stuff. But anyways, getting back to the doctor, I went into his office and he says to me, so let's talk about this rash, and I'm playing a little role here because this is pretty much, I can't tell you exactly what he said, but this is pretty much what he said. He says, what you been doing lately? I said, nothing. I've been going to school, and because I was in beauty school, and he said, well, what you been eating lately? I said, now, this was a great, big, huge Italian man. And I mean, I'm looking up this big guy, like, and I'm a little teeny thing. He says, "Well, what you been eating lately?" I said, "Well, I've been eating bananas and grapefruit. I'm on a banana and grapefruit diet. My girlfriend's told me to do this." And he says, "Oh, Lord, child." Just like that. He said, "Come on to my office." And I'm looking at him like, "Come to my office?" Well, back then, they were still smoking in doctors still smoked in their office. You could smoke in their doctor's office. They had ashtrays and stuff.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He had these great big old long cigars, big round, and he says to me, he puffs on that cigarette, says, "Ain't nobody ever told you can't eat 7 bananas in a day." I said, "No, sir." He said, You ain't got it right now. You need to eat regular diet." He kept me down the road. I mean, I still remember him fussing at me over that. It was so hilarious. So I tried diets when I didn't even need them. I don't understand why I did that, but I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up, but it was funny.
Amazing what we did back then, huh?
Yeah, times have changed. But you know what? People are still doing crazy diets and stuff, you know, that don't work and put your body in harm's way. And that's one thing when I was trying to tell you, I think this is harder than a diet because people don't realize you are on, like I was on for, I think it was almost a month. I was on a liquid diet.
Yep.
For a month before my surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was in panic because I'm like, is insurance going to pay for this? Am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yes, that liver shrinkage thing, I think, was what we had to do before the surgery.
And it's just really weird. And then you're on it still after you have surgery, and it's like, okay, and literally, when you start to drink afterwards, you feel like you're drowning. Just drinking water. You can't drink out of a cup. That's why I drink out of a straw now. I can't drink out of a cup. The only thing I can drink out of a cup is coffee. And I still sip on it because it's hot. Which I have started drinking since then.
Yeah, after my surgery, I think I lived on Jell-O and protein drinks.
Mine was juice and Jell-O. I didn't eat a lot of Jell-O, but I had these popsicle sticks thing that was sugar-free. Very, very good.
Yeah, Sherry just got some new popsicle sticks.
I knew you were going to bring that up.
They got wine in them.
I felt like I felt like I was actually eating food. It kind of gave me the feeling that I was allowed to eat. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Totally does for me. And they're not wine, they're margaritas.
Oh, Lord.
That's right up your alley then.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I found them at Walmart. They are frozen, the popsicle type things that you get the kids that are in the bags that you push up in the plastic. These are adult ones. Yeah. I splurged and I have some in the freezer. I haven't tried them yet. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
now,
had to be
I'm going to tell you, I didn't realize this. Those ones that you get the kids, they're supposed to be sugar-free. They ain't.
Oh, really?
Sugar-free. You need to make sure that they don't have no sugar in them.
Yep. Mandy, I never have had that issue. And I don't know if it's because the type of surgery. I had sleeve. So I only have, part of my stomach anymore.
Well, you do have a little bit because you take the pills sometimes.
Well, that's that's not dumping per se is what they're talking about. That's heartburn. GERD is what they call it. I never had that prior to the surgery.
That's what dumping was.
No,
Oh.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, see, I didn't have any. I'm going to tell you something really, really super weird. I have thrown up once or twice. I'm saying twice because I'm not really sure. I think it's only one time since I had my surgery. Literally before that, I got sick on a regular basis. I mean, sometimes several times a day, but never, I would never go through a week and not get sick at least 5 times that week. Now I never get sick.
Can you see that?
No. Vodka margarita. Yes, I see it now.
These are in a tall plastic container, and they're in the, well, they have them on the shelves also, but they put some in the frozen food. They're 100 calories, 8% alcohol.
But you better realize too, another reason why I don't drink is alcohol has a whole lot of sugar in it, a lot of calories. So it's not good for you, not just because I'm goofy. But that's another reason why I don't drink too. It's because of the calories and everything. I'd rather eat a steak, a little steak, and something like that, something hearty, than to waste my caloric intake on something. I know I'm weird.
Nah. The Red Shed is asking, what's your favorite thing to grow in the garden?
Who's asking that?
The Red Shed.
Oh, holly.
Yeah.
My favorite thing to grow in the garden is collard greens. Now I'm very frustrated because my collard greens, I know she's seen this video. Something bored a hole in the top of my collard green. Whenever I went to pop the leaves off from my daughter-in-law, it left a hole in there. So I'm going to take my collard greens out. I haven't done it yet. It's been raining like crazy. But I've noticed that I've got shoots on the sides of them. So I may leave them. I don't know. I can't make up my mind. David wants me to leave them. I want to take them out. I don't know. But I have, oh geez. I forgot to count, David. I forgot to count how many I got. I have so many trees that is not funny. But some of my trees are small and some of them are huge. Like my mango tree takes up almost the whole front yard. And lychee nut over on that side of the house, it takes up the whole side of the house. I have a lot of big trees and I have a lot of small trees too. I got my first bananas this year. I've had bananas before, but they weren't any good because they didn't mature far enough before the winds took them down. And I've actually got 3 stacks this time. Stalks. Why did I say stacks?
Just forgot the L. It's okay.
Trying to think. I grow a lot of rare things people have never heard of, like jaboticaba. It's a fruit that grows only on the trunk of the tree, and it's like a muscadine grape, and the skin tastes peppery, kind of. I don't know how to explain it. It's real super sweet inside, but the skin is a little peppery and thick and like a muscadine grape. And I have miracle fruit, which is a fantastic thing for people who are going through cancer and such, because it's not like a cherry that you can chew or something like that. It has a very large seed. Kind of suck on it a little bit, thick skin, and it's very, very super sweet. But when you eat that, and say you go to eat a lemon, that lemon is no longer going to be sour. It's going to be super sweet. It's like putting sugar to it. And it is awesome. Me and my granddaughter, Alora, literally, we can't go by that tree without eating them. I wish I had more of that tree. We're trying to air layer. David and I do a lot of air layering to make more trees. Hopefully one of these days we'll have a big piece of property that we can grow a whole lot more on.
Papa Truck says Brazilian tree grape.
Yes, it is from Brazil. I'm just amazed with this fruit. And the first time I heard about it, even though I'd been going to the Tropical Rare Fruit Council meetings for years and years, I never heard of it until one of my clients was sitting in my chair and we were talking about all of our tropicals, because if you're a tropical fruit grower, you got a mouth. You tell people about what you got. It's a lot of fun. And he said to me, have you ever had a jaboticaba? And I said, no, I never heard of it. So he told me about it. And then I started doing some research. He told me that one of the nurseries here in Rockledge has a tree. And when I went to see the tree, I was like, wow. And I asked the person, I said, so I'm thinking about getting this. What is it like? Tell me about the fruit. He said, well, there's fruit on it. He said, why don't you just try one? And I said, okay, I ain't going to turn that down. Because why would you buy, a $75 tree and not actually get fruit?
Right.
So I tasted it and I fell in love with it. And so David and I worked a lot of this was when I was still working, and we would work the weekends of the sale. They have a great big huge rare fruit sale in March. Unfortunately, we didn't get to have one this year. Maybe it's April. But anyways, every year it's an annual sale where you go to Malvern Auditorium and they have all these beautiful things that you've never heard of. And I was able to work the sale and help them put the plants and stuff out, and you get like so much percentage off. I never pay anything full price. I am terrible. I am so bad.
I'm going to have to figure out, where are you in respect to my daughter?
Where's your daughter at?
Port St. Lucie.
David, isn't that about an hour away from here?
Sounds about right.
Does that
Is
sound
he
about
still
right?
on the line?
Daryl said that sounds about...
No, David is not
he
on
dropped
the line
off.
anymore.
Daryl said that sounds about right. Yeah, she's half an hour, 45 minutes from Palm Springs?
Do you know where Kennedy Space Center is?
Yes.
I live 10 minutes away from there.
Okay.
Yeah, she can watch the
Kara.
rockets take off.
Kara has watched the. Yeah.
Up out my backyard.
Kara loves to watch those. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a blessing, and it also freaks me out a little bit.
Yeah, Carol says she's above my daughter. Okay. Thought so.
When you see one blow up, makes you wonder what that's doing to us. So, yeah, I've seen a lot, and it's very, very sad. Some of the things I've seen with the shuttle blowing.
Oh, yeah.
1 hour and 15 minutes, David says.
Okay. Well, that's not bad.
But yeah, but my favorite thing, I mean, even when I was a kid, I used to ride my bicycle probably, I would say, at least 5 or 8 miles all the way down Tropical Trail to go fishing. And I would go in the flats down there off of Pineda, and because I lived on Merritt Island at that time, and I met my very best friend in my whole life. Her name was Connie. She just passed away a few years ago. Well, several years ago now. I think she died before my daughter. But I would stop at like halfway mark between Pineda and my house in Cocoa, and I'd go swimming at a swimming hole in Georgiana Graveyard. And she asked me to get her cooler for her, and she had MS. So I believe that the Lord puts different things in your life to be able to get you to manage life. Because of her disability and getting to know her and everything allowed me to understand a little bit more. When I had my daughter, Linda, my oldest daughter, who passed away, she was disabled, and it helped me to cope with that type of life. And you know, David and I I think we did a great job with her. Now she was like, she was physically disabled but not mentally. So she went to college. She was really, really awesome person. So I've been fishing all my life. You know, I used to ride my bicycle also at least 15 or 20 miles from my house all the way out and go swimming at the beach. And then I'd go to the Crystal restaurant where my mom worked, and she'd feed me lunch. And then I'd ride my bicycle on back home, because that's the only time I got to see her. She worked second shift in the summer, you know. And during the school year, I didn't see her at all. So I had a really strange childhood. I was very protective over my kids because I knew the things that I did when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
I can remember letting my son and his little friends, I dropped them off at the river underneath the Pineda Bridge one time, and I came back and I was freaking out because I couldn't find them. I didn't see them anywhere. They were hiding in the grass because some man tried to talk to them about fishing. They were scared to death to talk to him. But that's the way we raised our children, is on the river every single day. My son would say, he'd wake up in the sun in the summer, and he'd say, "Mama, can we go fishing today?" I said, "We get the house clean. Daddy won't fuss. We can go fishing." He'd say, "Okay." He'd scramble out and get all the house spotless, and then he'd say, "Okay, Mom, let's go." We'd get all our gear up and take off out fishing. I can remember the first redfish that he caught. I had got him to walk the bridge for me, and he throwed it off, and he came back down, and when he came back down, my girlfriend was pregnant. And she's just this tiny little thing. I mean, teeny tiny little thing. Y'all may may meet her one day. Her name's Deborah. She lives in Georgia with my other girlfriend, Wilma, and her husband, Michael. She says, Gabby, I need your help. Now, mind you, she's typically she might scale the scale at 95 pounds. I mean, she's a little teeny thing, but she is pregnant as pregnant could be. So I handed my son my pole and I said, hang on to this, babe. When I touched her hand, I heard that reel go, and I said, okay, Kathy, don't take it away from him. Don't take it away from him. Let me tell you, he fought that fish for every bit of a half an hour, and he got it in there.
Wow.
So, a couple of years ago, he took me fishing out here at Cape Canaveral. And this is how I'm talking about the weird things that come around. He took me fishing, and he took me and David and his wife, Ashley. And he put me on a redfish that was bigger than me. So I got my redfish. I said, son, I think I just outdid you.
Awesome.
But we've had a lot of beautiful, I'd rather be fishing or hunting or out in the garden any day than be stuck in the house. And that's why I wanted to that's why I want to get so deeply into homesteading, because of the difference that it would make for my body.
Right. Yeah. The fresh food.
I couldn't. I laid in the bed. David can tell you probably 8 or 9 months where there's days I couldn't get from the bed to the bathroom. So I had to learn to walk again. It was really weird. But I'm blessed. No more callers, huh?
Nope. It's been quiet.
Nope.
Plus it's about 20 after 10.
Oh, is it?
Yes. See? You're not nervous anymore, are you?
No, I'm not. Once you get me talking.
Funny, I think Teresa said something about that.
I have the gift to gab, guys.
I'm pretty sure Teresa mentioned that a little while ago.
Now, there's times when I don't say anything at all, too. If I'm like uncomfortable.
Yep. I'll be the one in the corner just watching people.
I am a people watcher. When I was in Las Vegas, I found a whole different world. When I was in Honduras, I found a whole different world. Yes. I've seen some strange things in my life. I can people watch with the best of them.
Yep, I love to people watch. It's crazy. Well, I enjoyed this evening.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting evening.
Yeah.
You didn't talk very much. I just took the whole thing and didn't say much at all, did you?
And I know it's gone through the chat here, but I think we need to say it. The Buckeye Sizzler has been canceled.
Yeah. Even though they're opening up the campgrounds, unfortunately this campground is not. They are keeping their shelters closed indefinitely. So, you can have 200 people in Walmart, but you can only have 10 people at a gathering at a campground.
Why? I'm missing this. I don't understand.
Well, the Buckeye Sizzler was going to be
an Ohio meetup.
An Ohio meetup.
Oh, okay.
And it was planned for the 6th of June. And we had high hopes that we might have the first YouTube homesteading meetup of 2020. but it just isn't working out that way. So we have to.
Well, you guys are going to be at the one in Kentucky, aren't you?
Darn right.
I love that picnic.
Yep,
I hope that everybody comes. That was there last year, and I hope more come this year.
Yeah, providing everything's still open. Everything's open up by then.
Yeah.
Because the first meetup, conference, whatever, planned is going to be Doug and Stacy's Life Conference in Missouri. Because everyone has canceled everything else.
When is it?
First weekend in August.
Oh, okay.
That's in Hannibal, Missouri.
That's a long ways for me to go.
And at this point, that's still a go.
At this point, that's still a go. And then the next one is the Heartland Homestead Picnic in Kentucky, and we had a blast last year.
And Teresa, it's still on.
Yep. Teresa said still on. And then the one after that is the HOA in Virginia.
So, yeah, we're definitely looking forward.
Birthday too, the picnic date. I don't know if I told you that.
The what?
The picnic is on my birthday.
Oh, September 12th. Awesome. I will mark that down.
I told David, I said, you're gonna have to make sure that I get a good birthday present. Take me to the picnic.
Hint, hint, hint.
He's good to me. I have to say, he's really, really good to me, and he has patience with me. When I don't know, I don't really talk a lot about this specifics, but when I came home from my heart attack, I would probably say, because I had all that water fluid on me and everything, I could probably say I weighed 500 pounds or more. And I was not in my right mind. And I convinced the doctors and the nurses and all of them that I would be okay at home by myself. He brought me home, and, at the time, Linda, Lord forgive me, Ashley was here, and I still could not walk. I had been in a coma for 2 weeks, and they were trying to get me motivated, whatever. And I refused to go to a nursing home. I was scared to death that they were going to kill me. David and my Becky sat over me vigilantly the whole time I was in. They never left me alone when I was in ICU, because they kept trying to give me drugs I was allergic to.
Wow.
I could have died several times from the stuff that they were trying to give me. So I owe my life to David and my daughter. But he picked me up. I don't know how I did it. He picked me up and helped me into the house. And it was so bad. I wasn't even home 24 hours. I had to call the ambulance to come back and get me. And then I was in the hospital for a little while longer, and then they put me in C-pines, and I was able to learn to walk again and everything. But you ever get somebody that is in that kind of shape, don't allow them to talk you into bringing you home. Because there's no way that I could have ever taken care of myself, even with my daughter's help. I couldn't transfer. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even get in the shower. It was a really sad I don't know how to put it any other way. It's just I was not in my right mind. I thought that I knew what I was capable of and I wasn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that. Well, somebody was looking over you that got you back to the hospital and got you better.
Absolutely.
And if all that hadn't have come about, and the heart attack happened. Now, I didn't have any damage from the heart attack whatsoever. The heart attack was caused from having pneumonia. I had severe case of pneumonia, and my body was so give out that it just had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And then the neat part of it was I was able to get insurance. And what my doctor had been treating me for 3 years for was cancer. So by the heart attack, I was able to get cured of cancer. Wow. So it's really weird. I've had some really strange things happen.
Well, I want to be sure that everybody here, and I think everybody does, but be sure to check out Kathy's channel. A lot of interesting things, and she's on what I would call a slow growth. She's working her way up. She's got about half of the hours she needs to get to the monetization, and she's about 250, 300 subscribers away from that. So maybe that will all just meld together in the proper time here in hopefully a very short period of time, and get her going on that. She's quite the lady.
Yes.
She is quite the lady, and we have really enjoyed having a little bit of time to chat with her.
And a wonderful friend.
Kathy, do you have any
and
last thoughts?
And she has beautiful, thick hair. I've
lost it 4 times though.
But
it just keeps coming back.
I wish mine would. Man, mine just after my surgery is just crap.
So, Kathy, you got any last words you want to share with the folks here?
I just want to thank you guys for spending the night with us. It was a really great thing. I hope that I have answered anybody's questions. I don't know if anybody had any questions on here.
Mandy says you're at 762 subscribers, Kathy.
Oh, praise God.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was afraid I'd scare some people off.
Oh no! Hopefully we got you a few more.
Thank you very much.
Well, you're more welcome. Thank you for spending the evening with us here. Let me go over just a couple things here.
Okay.
Those people that are dressed in green in the chat there, those are members of Smudges People. If you'd like to become a Smudges People member, please click the join button down below. Sherry's got some things going out to those people. Are you going to share any of that, or
Sure.
Are you just going to make it a surprise?
I love it. I love the snort. That and where she hides her phone.
Sure, you weren't supposed to say that.
You know I had to say something.
Well, she hides it and then says, "Call me, please."
It was so nice being privy to that last October. We are sending out this week. I'm going to address the envelopes tomorrow. We have magnets that are going out to our Smudges People members. Yes.
Those are nice.
This is our dog. For those that don't know, Smudge is a real dog.
He's our real mascot.
He's our real mascot. Some people say he's the homesteading mascot.
So,
yep.
So those are going to be going out to our members here this week. Special thank you to everybody that's here. Extra special thank you to all of our moderators that help us out here on all of our live streams. We really appreciate it. And next week will be a surprise guest that is yet to be announced. So just stay tuned for that. And as long as you're pondering on things, just think about this for a minute. If a turtle doesn't have a shell, is he homeless or just naked?
God.
Good night, everyone.
But